Hey, bonjour, ça va, hola, how's it going? Hey, it's your friendly neighborhood Lost Canuck, the average everyday backyard barbecue guy, coming live to you in person from Hudson, Wisconsin. And got my cooking hat on, so you guys always know that only means one thing. We're gonna do some cooking. So, hey, I had a hankering for some pork chops, so I went over across the river to Lake Elmo, Minnesota. Yep, crossed into the Minnesota territory. And so I thought I'd pick up some really nice rib chops from Hagberg's Country Market. Billy had these beautiful looking bone-in rib chops, and I got 6 of them. They're small, but they're really yummy. So I thought on today's cook I'd use the PK360 because I just got it, and throw these pork chops on, smoke them a little bit, and then sear them up at the end. So we're gonna take this bone-in rib chop and turn it into this succulent, juicy, yummy, delectable pork chop. All right, guys. Stay tuned. Okay. Well, like I said, Lost Canuck's going to try this out on his new PK360, and we're just going to put a little bit of avocado oil as a binder. You don't have to use anything; it's actually probably tacky enough to do it, but just putting a little really light coating of that on the surface. There we go, and we'll do the same on the other side. Now, I picked up this pork Pigasus by Brine Time Spices. Yeah, Brine Time Spices. And they're out of Omaha, Nebraska. Now, like I said earlier, I was on vacation out in Utah, and then I came back through Omaha, and I stopped at 3 different barbecue supply places. Omaha is loaded with them. I couldn't believe it. And I picked this up at Top Grills, and it's a local to Omaha spice. So let's try this out on the pork. I'll let you know if I like it or not. It's supposed to be pretty good. I'm just going to put a little light coating of this on both sides. Pat it in. Throw it in the fridge for a couple hours while I get everything outside lit and ready to cook on. So there's one side. Just pat that in. Now these are thick pork chops, and you know, you cook pork to about 140, 142 or so, and then it's done. All right, so we're gonna flip these, put a little binder on, and that's it. That's the prep. Quick, easy. Takes you about what, 5 minutes. Pat this in, put it in the fridge. That charcoal all nice and warm. Get the grill warmed up to, I don't know, 250 or something like that, around there. And we'll put it into some smoke for a little while. I'll throw some pecan chunks on there too. And stuff smells great, by the way. So we'll just flip the lids up, put this in the fridge, and let it dry. I'll see you out at the pit when it's time to throw these on the grates. See you there. Hey, we're down at the pit here. Lost Canuck's back. We got the PK loaded up with charcoal, and we're going to light her up and get the pork chops on right away. So I've got some Rockwood lump charcoal, good stuff. Got my Jealous Devil boom charcoal lighters, and I got my torch. We'll just get this lit up, brought up to temp. We'll throw the pork chops on. And we'll get the vents dialed in. I'm going to run this about 250 degrees. but we'll just let her get lit up first. All right, vents are open, both. Actually, I should close this one and this one. There we go. Okay, so we're going to run it kind of like an offset. Smoke up the pork chops first, and then we'll sear them up at the end of the cook. Hey, barbecue family. It's the voice of the Lost Canuck. You're looking at a little diagram that I thought I'd put up because I probably didn't explain the PK Grills 4-point venting system very well. So if you look at this diagram on the lower right hand side, this is how I have the grill set up. So I have the bottom right vent open with the charcoal right above it. And then I have the lower left one closed. And then the vent directly above the charcoal I have closed. And the vent on the upper left hand side I have open. And it kind of runs like just like an offset stick burner runs. So I hope showing you the diagram was helpful. And if you just look at the two-zone cooking right-hand side again, and above the indirect heat, you can open everything up and spread out your charcoal and cook everything at the same temperature. So that's another way to do it. And yeah, looks like she's burning pretty good. And I got some pecan chunks in there too. All right, so we're going to let this burn for, I don't know, half an hour or so before it's time. And we'll get the pork chops on. I have some yummy pork chops from Hagberg's tonight. See you in a minute. All right, well, Lost Canuck here, and we are back at the pit. You can tell that, of course. I got the pork chops out. They've been in the fridge for a little bit. Got the PK dialed in right around 275. And just going to smoke these pork chops a little bit at 275. Now I'm going to probably have to rearrange them a little bit. And it's really windy out here. So hopefully the temperature doesn't take off too bad on me. Alright, so I got the pork chops on. We're going to put a RFX probe in, a couple of them, just to check the temperature as they cook. And I've seen my charcoal taken off there, so I better do this pretty quick. Okay, so when I open that up, or when you open your PK, and it's windy like this, the temperature may shoot up a little bit because the oxygen got to your coal, so I just tamped the vent down a little bit, but got the pork chops on. I got a couple of the RFX probes in there, so we're going to monitor. I'm going to rearrange them halfway through the cook so that the hot ones over here go to the back and the back ones go to the front. And I'll probably keep them in the smoke at least an hour and a half, and then I'll sear them up here over the coals here when it's time to be done. So pork, by the way, is cooked or considered cooked after 140. So we'll bring them up to about 135 and then I'll sear them off. All right, we'll see you when it's time to sear. All right, well, Lost Canuck here. We're back down at the PK360. My RFX system is telling me that a couple of the chops that I got on there have reached into the 130s. So I'm going to use my ThermalWorks Thermapen and just check the other ones. And then I'm going to probably sear these off. So I'm going to open up all the vents wide as possible. Release the top two. And the bottom one under the charcoal is open. We were cruising about 275 anyways. The color looks really good. I don't know if you can see that, but I've been smoking it for about an hour and a half. Let's check. Okay, 134, 132, 131. So yeah, they're ready to sear. That's a little hot, that one. 134, 38. Okay, so pork is considered cooked after 140. So I'm going to put these over top. I'm going to sear them off a couple at a time. And We'll just watch the internal temps. And we'll cook them for about a minute per side, and then I'll check the temps. Should be over 140. I'll put them in the foil pan. We'll bring them upstairs. I'll loosely tent this, and then we'll let them rest for 10 minutes, and then we'll slice into them and see what we got. All right, well, that's been a minute, so let's flip them. I don't want to seriously burn them. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. All right, one more minute, and these things should be done. All right, well, it's been a minute on the other side. Let's just take some temperature readings. Make sure we're not killing anybody. Yeah, I'm going to let it go for another couple minutes. Well, this one's done. Okay, so this one is done. So that's 140 internal, just to make sure. Yeah, I'll let her go for another. These are hot. I'm going to let them sit upstairs on the barbecue lab. I'm going to loosely tent this and let it rest. Close off my vents so I can save my charcoal. All right, so we're done. We're done the smoke. We're done the sear. I'm going to go up to the barbecue lab and let this rest for a few minutes, and then slice into them. See what we got. See if they're any good. See you upstairs. Hey, well, we're back upstairs here in the barbecue lab, and I'm going to unwrap my loosely tented pork chops because they've rested long enough. And ooh, they smell very nice. So let's bring them up onto the board here. Pull the temperature probes out. All right, so they smell great. They're bone-in rib chops. They're called pork chops. So let's slice in and see if they're good. It's cooked. Look at the juices coming out of this thing. They're dripping all over my gloves. I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not. And let's take a couple slices out of here, and they're hot. I'm gonna burn my face off here. We'll just do a quick taste test. Now I know you don't want me to hear me chew and swallow, so I'll take a quick bite here, but this looks great. The rub smells good, that Pigasaurus or Pigasus, can't remember, from Omaha. It smells really good. Good flavor. Good texture. Give the videographer a piece. Very tasty. Smoky. Good crust. Not your mom's dry pork chops, that's for sure. Well, I don't know, maybe your mom made great pork chops. I'll cut the rest of this up for the family here in a minute. And look, if you enjoyed the video, hey, and you want to buy me a beer or something, leave a super thanks down below. Otherwise, if you enjoyed any of the equipment that I used in today's video, cutting boards, PK360, there's some links for the PK equipment in the video description. They're affiliate links, but it doesn't cost you any more than what anywhere else. Or the knives or the cutting board, there's links for all that stuff on the Amazon affiliate store, all that stuff. So, if you want to help support the channel, that's one way to do it. There's all kinds of stuff in there. It makes great gifts. And, oh, hey, I also have an Instagram page. So don't forget, I'm up to about 340 followers now. Consider following me on Instagram. I do post some slightly different content on there. Here's my QR code. Put that up here for a second. And for all the returning subscribers that came back to watch my videos, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. It really means a lot to me. Appreciated. And to all the new viewers and guys and women and kids, whoever's watching it for barbecue tips, consider subscribing. Please subscribe, hit that like button. Please hit the like button. That really helps the YouTube algorithm figure out, you know, who should be watching this video and all that kind of stuff. And don't forget, to all my subscribers, hit that notify me bell. And when the new content comes out, which is quite a bit now that I'm back from vacation, you'll be the first to know. All right, so with all that said, we're at the end of the video. Would I do this again? I love that little PK grill. I like the charcoal. I like my Oklahoma Joes. I love my pellet grills. But this, for a quick, easy meal, simple to do, fast to do. Would I do it again? Absolutely. I love the Billy over at Hagberg's Meats. You cut awesome meat. You made some really nice rib chops, and you know, I bought a giant chuck roast that I'm going to be making here from you guys here in a minute. So anyways, thanks for all that. And don't forget to watch some of this content that I'm going to put up here at the end. All right, I'm going to put it up on that side of the screen. I got tons of content. I got all kinds of grills now. I'm making new videos all the time. And then as a final thought, Lost Canuck always says, don't forget, be kind to each other. It really matters. Mental health is very important. All right. Love you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.